Hello, welcome in our third episode. I gave a concise explanation to stages of education before the university. I planned the elementary stage to be 5 years for building a national identity to Moroccan citizens. Besides stating these kids better channels for learning and which kind of specialized learning he or she will be channeled through for completing education in middle or high or in the university. Briefly, kids who completed the 5-year elementary stage and are talented in sports and who are physically and mentally fit to take it as a career, whether nationally or internationally, will join a sporting school run on a private sector like business. The Ministry of Education will run it with a private sector mind and will invest this human wealth to feed the local or world markets. The Ministry of Education can grant permissions to local and international investors to run and invest in these sporting schools. So there will be clubs for FES region. This kind of education will not add any kind of financial burdens on the government. On the contrary, it will accrue large amounts of money to the Ministry of Education. Besides accommodating the talented in sports regardless the environment they came from, whether it's rich or poor, and the kind of education and a career that suits them. Also, it will upgrade the reputation of Moroccan sports in the world, and this will basically feed the sports in general in the country. The same thing will be applied to those who are talented in arts. Kids who completed the 5-year elementary stage and are talented in arts and who are fit to take it as a career in the future will join schools for arts. And arts mean acting, singing, dancing, composing music, videotaping and drawing. These kinds of schools will run with a private sector business like. The Ministry of Education will run with private sector mind, and they will invest this human wealth to invest to run their channel and media or invest it in domestic and international levels. The same thing will be applied to those who are talented in mathematics and physics. Kids who completed 5 years of elementary stage and are highly talented in mathematics and arts will join schools erected only for the good of nurturing these kids and qualifying them for building up Moroccan base for developing smart weapons, astronomy, and all fields alike. These schools will be funded by 2 many partners, a part of Moroccan Ministry of Defense financial allocations. Special taxes paid by war products factories and the fields that will be fed. These students will join the technological field units to Ministry of Defense. The same thing will be applied to those who are talented in sciences, like biology, chemistry, and geology. Besides mathematics, these kids who will complete 5-year study in elementary stage and are extremely high achievers with innovative potentials will join these kinds of specialized science schools, erected only for the sake of qualifying this human wealth and building up Moroccan base for developing and vanguarding fields like medicine, pharmaceuticals, nanotechnology, genetic engineering, organs harvesting, agriculture, and heavy study industry. These schools will be funded by 2 many partners, and some ministries involved in that. that will be fed with human wealth in the future. Besides investments of the Ministry of Education in this field. Now, we still have two kinds of specialized education we didn't talk about. The first one is the kind of education designed to accommodate students in special crafts based on the natural resources of FES region. I am gonna elucidate in detail this later in the following episodes. The other kind of education is that the kind of education designed for students with normal skills to fill in government and the private sector's jobs. Thank you.